Hey everyone, welcome back to Wrench Ride and Repeat. Today's a big day. We're going to put the engine back in old Raven here. We had some repairs we had to do. You can check out that video before. We're going to get this engine in, probably get it bolted down, and then see where we go. I've been thinking about the channel, and it's progressing, doing pretty well for a yearling. But I want to tell you, I'm just going to kind of slow things down a little bit. I always try to keep the videos short or chop them so they're, save you some time watching this stuff and save me some time. But I think I'm just going to slow stuff down. The videos are going to be what the videos are going to be. I also wanted to announce that I opened up a eBay store, Wrench Ride and Repeat Garage, and I'm going to be selling off some stuff that I have laying around here. I have handle grips and throttle cables and saddlebag covers. It's a plethora of stuff. So I put a few things up there, and we're gonna try and get sell some of this stuff. Interested? It's going to be like older stuff. You never know what you're going to find, but we'll see how that goes for everybody. I hope you enjoy this video. Let me know how we're doing, how you like the channel. I don't get many comments or anything like that, but give us a like. Let us know you're out there. Give us a couple comments. Let me know where you're at, what you're working on. Stick around. We're going to get this engine in today. We also got some paint. We're going to paint that inner primary. I got all new seals for it. So we put this thing back together. It shouldn't leak at all. But then again, it's a 1987 Harley. So we'll see. That inner primary was, it's not pretty. We got some real nice engine case paint for it. It should turn out nice. So here we go. All right, so one of the first things we have to do before we even think about putting this engine in is fix this right here. I don't know if you can see that real well. With that helicoil, somebody stripped that hole out. Those are threaded holes through the transmission. Somebody stripped it out and put a helicoil in it and didn't put the helicoil all the way down flat. So first thing we got to do is get that so it's flush, and then we can set the engine on top of that. All right, so here we go. I'm going to unbolt the engine from its tray I had it on. Okay. Oh, not looking forward to this, but here we go. Actually, I'm going to get my gloves on real quick. Oh, yeah, go ahead and push on that back pedal, the little one. Yeah, that was a good idea. I was like, holy shit, I got to lift that pretty high. Yeah, that should be good right about there. All right. Oh, bitch. Ow, fucking studs. They dig right into your arm. All right. Yeah, you want to hold those wires out of the way. The more stuff out of the way, the better. I'm going to lift this up in. When I do, grab this, and help me kind of tilt it into place, okay? All right. Move the camera over there, or you're going to be standing right in front of it. Yeah, either all the way on the mat or not. That should be good. The camera's on your left side, so. Okay, here we go. Get this stud so it's not jamming me in the arm. Come on, baby. All right, it's on the hose. Oh, hoses, wire. All right, it's down. The rest is a little tweaking and finagling, but we can run some bolts, get the oils lines on, and we'll go from there. So we got the engine in. I'm glad it went simply and we didn't smash anything. We had some oil lines in the way, but that wasn't too bad. So now got the engine bolts all cleaned up. We're just going to kind of get these in here. You can see the engine's not really aligned if you can zoom in there. So we're going to try and get the engine aligned. These have to go in perfectly. They're fine threaded. They're not a pass-through, so you got to get them in. Okay, this is where they start. And then we'll try and get that engine aligned to there. Oh, you got to love life. All right, so let's get the other one going. I was wondering if I had that transmission level enough, because it has to be, right spot on. Yeah, those will go right in. Let me grab a wrench and, sorry, let me get around to here. We're going to just run these in a little bit. We're going to leave them loose, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. Take that out of the way. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, let me get that other one. Just a couple threads to bite. It'll hold it in alignment. I got my cameraman back on, so we'll get a little more dynamic editing. Okay, now this is the fun part, ladies and gentlemen. These front ones are a mother because there's no room to get anything anywhere underneath. Putting them in is not the hard part. Getting that nut on the bottom is the hard part. So see, that's not aligned in the front. Now these are pass through, so if you get it aligned or you wiggle it around, and that's why I didn't do those rear ones yet. Let me set that out of the way. Okay, so where are we here in the front? You should be able to almost shake that engine and get them to go. Okay. I don't know how far off we are. It's hard to see in there. Which way do we need to go? Oh, there we go. Just need to lift that engine up a little bit. I guess the transmission wasn't as level as I thought. Can clean it all up with the magic of editing. Let me see this one. Come on. Oh. So we had to pull the rear bolts out to get the front ones aligned. We had to brace the transmission back up again. And now they're started. They'll go in okay. We'll work on getting those nuts on the front ones. Nothing's tightened down yet, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. Okay, so after some messing around with extensions and swivels and everything like that, we can get in here pretty good. And get some torque on these guys. Ooh, pretty good, not all the way good. Not a big fan of swivels. Come on, there we go. Okay, we got it without breaking the swivel, which is always a possibility. Now I don't think I need this extension over here, but I do need the swivel, so. You got me, Bob? Okay, here's the last guy. He was pretty loose, so he's going to take a couple turns. There we go. Now we're cooking. There it is. So there you have it. The engine is bolted down. The primary is bolted in. And I think we're going to put the starter solenoid on next and get the starter jack shaft. And then we can pretty much button that primary up, put the guts back in it. And then really all we have to do on this side is put the carburetor on and torque the gear case cover on. So stick around. We're going to get to that next. All right, folks, we got fluids in, we got oil in, we got transmission fluid in, we got primary oil in. I think I'm going to hook the battery up now and turn it over. We're going to pull the spark plugs out and see what happens. Left the gas line off here because we are going to just hook up the IV bottle when we try to start old Raven here. So there she is. Almost all back together. I think we're going to be starting to get real. Well, folks, I'm going to stop this right here, or it's going to be a 7.5-hour video, and it's not going to make any sense, and it's just going to make everybody hate me. So I'm going to sit down here, kind of explain what's going on real quick, and then we're going to get back to the action. Just a quick recap. We left off. We had the inner primary on. We were torquing the screws down. We realized I went to put the jack starter shaft in, and the seal was wrong. It was too small. That delayed me, and let me see, check my notes here. So I ordered the right seal, looked up the part, which I should have done in the first place. That part I got at the swap meet didn't work. I should have ordered it right away, and I thought my guy had it, but he didn't. It just didn't work out. So I ordered it. It took a couple more days from J&P than I thought it would, so I got it in last weekend. I put the seal in. Here's a video of that, and I painted the inner primary. I had some nice paint, so. The seal came in Saturday. I think it was Saturday or Sunday afternoon. I got Bob over here. We started making some video, as you saw, and that inner primary just became a nightmare. It wouldn't line up. We couldn't figure it out. Here, the shifter arm was in the wrong position. It was off by 20 degrees or so. So I had to move that forward so that the shifting linkage would work. And then we wrestled it some more. I ended up taking this inner primary off 2 or 3 times. I unbolt the starter, unbolt the bolt underneath. It was, my back was hurting because we moved that stupid Sportster engine, and I just was not in the mood anymore. We finally got it on. We finally got it bolted down. Everything's hooked up. All the wiring's done, and we're ready to put the clutch basket on. And by that time, Saturday afternoon, I was at my wit's end, and I called it. And I said, wait, I'll come back in a couple of days. Yeah, once we got the shifter arm in place, then the inner primary bolted right in, went right in where it was supposed to be. So that's the reason for stopping in the middle of this video. I apologize, and we're going to keep going here and get this clutch basket installed, get the inner primary done, button it up, put fluids in it. We'll hook it to the IV and see if it'll start. Stick around. All right, folks. I think I'm going to stop it right here for now, and we're going to do a part 2. This bike just turned into a giant pain in the you-know-what. It had sat out for years, probably before we got a hold of it, and then it sat out for a couple years here at the house. I went to start it, and it gave me some problems, so I need to order a solenoid. I got the solenoid after about an hour or two of troubleshooting, because all I did was take the solenoid off the inner primary, do what I need to do to the inner primary, and put it back on. Here's the pictures of the solenoid. So I got a new solenoid. Well, then we needed the solenoid boot. So the boot is what came. It took like a week from New Jersey. It's that time of year, I guess. Also, while I got it on the rack, I decided to go ahead and pull that rear wheel and get that tire changed, or at least look at it, and I'm glad I did, because that tire was made in the 18th week of 2008. So it's almost 20 years old. Let's not use that tire. I pulled the tire. We'll get some video of that in the next part 2. I got to go get the tire. It's getting changed right now, and we'll put that back on. We'll button this all up, do solenoid, charge battery, and we should be able to start this girl and get her warmed up. Maybe even warm up my shop a little bit, because my window heater didn't produce the heat like I thought it would, and it's only about 45 degrees in here right now, so I got to work on it. So stick around. Please like, subscribe, and share. Part 2 is coming out next week, so be prepared for that. We're going to do the solenoid, check the brakes, check the belt. I'm having my mechanic check the wheel bearing, new tire, lots of praying, and we'll see you next week on Wrench, Ride, and Repeat.